Let's talk about potentially the most iconic horror character of the past 5 years for me. Maybe the best villain outside of Art the Clown and Terrifier, but in my opinion, I think Jimmy Crystal has this. Jack O'Connell as Jimmy Crystal is sensational. Now, I thought Jimmy was going to be a horrible dude. I thought he was going to be terrible, but not this terrifying, not this freaking mortifying, not this menacing. You think he's going to be a horrible person? Think twice. He's probably going to be the worst person you ever met in your life. Because this is a famous trope in zombie movies. The zombies are bad, but the humans that are left in this apocalyptic world are worse. This is the best example of this. Jimmy Crystal is the best example of how horrible humans can turn out to be, especially if the apocalypse is all they know. Especially when they were thrusted into it like he was thrusted into it. Jimmy Crystal is terrifying and mortifying and horrifying. There's so many other adjectives and words I can say to describe Jimmy Crystal, but this dude is so well written, but it wouldn't have been as great as a character or as iconic as a character if it wasn't for Jack O'Connell. Where do I start here with Jimmy Crystal? First of all, one of my favorite scenes in this film is when Jimmy and all the other Jimmys take over this house that is co-occupied with a family that's seemingly been living there for a while. They have their own barn, they have their own sheep, and it's menacing because they're taking over this house. They're obviously planning on killing these people. And Jimmy's like, hey, let's all introduce ourselves. Everyone goes around the table. Jimmy, 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 Jimmy. Then it gets back to him. He's like, Roberto Calamari. And it's just like, what a line read. Because first of all, this film is very funny at times. But also the comedy and the charismatic nature of this character is what makes him even more so scary. Because he's like actually kind of likable and funny and charismatic in some scenes. But then he has this switch. And the great actors in the world of film, very noticeably so, have this switch where they just completely transform. Joaquin Phoenix has it, Leo has it, a lot of other actors have it, the greats have it, Ralph Fiennes has it. Jack O'Connell switched in this, like he hit a switch. I think there was a quote from Alfie Williams where he's like, when the director yelled cut, Jack O'Connell was still Jimmy. And sometimes you can scoff at that and say, oh, that's corny, not needed. With a role like this, it was needed because I don't know how you can be terrifying without staying as that character as long as you're on set that day. And clearly he did that. And I was scared of this, dude.